You're still rather watching the African Echo. Here we echo all the African stories, and I'm still with the wonderful woman next to me. This is the woman of power, the woman of purpose and poise. She has played so many roles, but we are now looking into the future generation. But before that, Aman, let's take it back a notch. You have played a big role in bringing infrastructure and projects that are assisting in the rural development. I'm talking about the libraries. That was fascinating to watch. And also putting the important factor of young people reading, because we are lacking now. Everybody is watching podcasts, but no one is now reading. Let's talk a bit the projects that you did in the rural areas, especially here in KZN.
Oh, that's my favorite thing to do. I'm very grateful I had the opportunity through my political party, the African National Congress, to be MEC at the time. And as I was thinking, and we were just planning around what tenor I would have loved to take, I came at an opportune time where, you see what gravitates me towards anything. If you want to catch my attention, you must add young people, must add children. Those are just a passion of mine, because I really do believe in the future of South Africa lying solely on how we build our children up. The adults we see today is what you make as a sebancane. So having grown up, the story starts like this. Mina, I was raised by a family that reads a lot. And when I needed to go out, I needed to say I was going to the library. Right. Then I'd meet up my friends at the library. So a library was a big part of, was my babysitter, was my friend. It was a safe space where my parents felt if I was there, I was safe. So I always used to say, so I loved the libraries because it's educational, but it's a safe space because of the type of society we live in now. And more so understanding access to AMA libraries for rural places is not as easy as it is for everywhere else. I then thought, let's maximize on what's out there. Let's roll out. If we don't have a space, let's then create a space in a way of those portable, if you remember, Kona Lawanje, like temporary setups of where we intend to build AMA libraries. So we just, and I used to always say, we must ensure that it's between the primary and the high school, so that while they wait for malume, and things happen. About the minute a child leaves the gate, anything can happen. But knowing your child is in a safe haven and still continuing with learning in a library. We also know that emakhaya khona izindawo ezithi mekuhlwa mhlambe indaba zagesi yaba interrupted and the like, so they're also able to do their homeworks in that space. So it was just a passion of mine that was accepted by the team, by the department, and we went, I think, we also added a spelling bee, but I'm also, what was the advantage is, you as you would know, when I was working for council, I worked and we did have libraries. So these are programs I saw, and they were very beneficial for Izngane Setropeni. And I realized, but I don't see this a lot in the rural areas. And so we added your spelling bees, which are happening in schools, but is not out there. It was merely just mine truly, because the work is done by the teachers and the school and the system, but to showcase, to watch a child spell words, even I take a while, man, to get autocorrect, you rely on. So these kids are amazing. Angse Pongolo, Freyhead, I think, all over the province, just seeing this amazing work that it just takes display, and the advocacy to learn, because once you see, everything, it boils down, even for adults, it boils down to were you able to comprehend what I was saying? So, Angie, if you remember, I was saying that siyapasa, but comprehension. So the ability to understand what is being said to you comes from reading. And the amazing Mamgcina, when she narrates a story, she paints the picture, and the kids were fascinated. I was like, Oh, we grew up fascinated, and I was like, it would be so, it would be such an injustice for them to not experience, and they loved her. And when she speaks about colors, the kids get stimulated intellectually by just reading and then bringing it to life. And for me, that was excited. I started with one and I just caught on. I was like, I love the reception. I love that the parents are also, because I was getting a lot of feedback from parents like, I saw my child on TV. My child can read. And parents don't know these things sometimes because you come back from work, you do what needs to be done. And it's a lot of things. And so these type of programs create that space. It's fun, but it's educational. So it would always be. And I've seen that it still continues. And I'm grateful that the team continues to do amazing work in that particular department. But I'm grateful I was able to truly, yes. And also just and then to realize one of your, dreams and ideas. I know a lot of my friends will tell you, Amanda, and to have that opportunity was amazing. I'm still grateful.
Amanda, to give umlaleli wethu noma umbukeli wethu at this moment, is there a particular work that you are currently working on? I know you're always working with kids and young women. Mhlambe just niggas a glimpse of what this is what I'm currently doing.
As of now, I'm back to with corporate space, so its time is a bit more limiting. But I still do engage with the young women. But now I've graduated to like more at a university level. I'm tapping at that level. But in this October, I'll be doing my your international girl child. So I am still very much involved in that. But so in October, I'll be having a program with the girls, and I hope I maximize. But now I need to just work it out in my new
environment
and ensuring good. I'm also not tapping into people that are already in the space doing amazing work. Yeah.
True, very true. Now let's move on, Amanda. I'm loving this part. You are a private person, and for leadership yakho, and now we're viewing this into the future, the next generation of leaders. How important is the separation between the private life and the public life as a leader, especially as a woman?
I'm laughing because to get me here was also quite a mission.
Definitely, I can tell.
Because people will not believe how shy I am, but yeah. So I think it has to do with there's work. It's how I was raised. There's work, and you respect work. You do what you're there for, and then there's my life. And I value my life. I value my belief system. I value how I would love my life to be. And so I value it to such an extent that it is very dear to me. And I love it being closer to my heart. From my nieces, my nephews, my sisters, my parents, and myself, and my own personal life. It just helps. It creates a good balance because you know what is reality and what is sometimes just a hype of the time. So it helped me because what is out there about Amanda is not what I experience when I go home, because they don't care about Lo Amanda noma kuthiwa ngikhethwe kwini. Mekuthi mamncane buthe uzosisa endaweni ethile, they want to go ice skating, they want me to go watch them in the ngisho ngathi boring plays bazongishasa. Oh, did you say our plays are boring? Did you say that? So it's just it's I think it's something that's very important. It's something I had to learn because once you scatter your life, you have problems. It helped me mentally. My road has been, and so what has been the anchor of my life is my family. And since I value it so much, it's the one thing that I refuse to share with anyone out there because it's mine. Can I have a little bit of mine? But I am still accessible in a sense of I am on social media. I've obviously disengaged on Facebook. I always tell people that it's a great space for those that love it, but it did not serve me mentally, and I had to accept that. But maybe one day again, when I've regained the ability to be in that space, I will, but it did not serve me. And so I left that space. But Instagram, TikTok, you'll find me there, X sometimes, So I'm private, but I'm still accessible. In a way, yeah.
Right, okay. So I'm going to read this one directly, Amanda.
Okay.
In the phase where inequality and structural barriers, how can women in leadership now better support one another to say we are creating an environment that uplift the entire community?
One of the most important things I've learned when I was especially in your face public space is it's a small thing, a gesture for someone in the space, someone that's growing, to say, what you're doing is amazing. Keep it up. You're going to face a few difficulties because the world's not ready for your type of leadership. But just skip over that, and on the other side, things will get better again. So it's just constant support and constant reassurance. People will not believe how important to be reassured. I'm so grateful I have friends that I'm like always on some, did I even make sense? Even today, even after this, I'm going to look back, I'm like, oh, did I, so reassurance, being supportive. I know that personally, I even inbox people on some, you have been, congratulations, do amazing things, continue. People need that, especially as woman to woman. It's nice, and from another woman. I think for me, the biggest compliments and the things that drove me have always been being seen, that I am trying to do something. So if you show someone that we see what you're doing, but also just the programs that we have must be deliberate in terms of giving support to women, but kwasa women to women type of support.
So it's important to check on each other. How are you doing today? You are doing great.
You don't even need to know them very well. Like, no, Zippo, you need a guest, I'm going to pull through for you, girl. Yeah.
That's why we're still on personal.
Sure.
How do you deal with being misunderstood, especially in the public eye where you're also unable to respond back for yourself?
I grew up a people pleaser. I always wanted to ensure that what I was doing is getting the yes, or just, how a people pleaser was. And I learned the hard way that it's next to impossible to please everyone. But if you're true to what you are doing, you're doing it for the right reasons. It aligns with your beliefs, and it aligns with the policies of the organization you belong to. And then it's going to have to be understood as such. But to understand Amanda as a person, even I don't understand me. Everyone is evolving. And I think I needed to accept that and it's okay. And I'm not going to be understood by everyone. And that too is okay. But what I do in terms of the work I'm sent to do by my party, if it resonates with what needs to be done, that's all that matters. Well, Amanda can be secondary, but the work itself must speak. And I think I've come a long way with that one. I think that's in part, it's a journey. It's okay. And it's okay for people to have a different perception of you, whether it was the interaction with you when you were tired, or someone tried to go for something that you were very passionate about and you were a bit more when you responded, and that's now how they perceive you. It's really okay. I think truly and honestly, Nozipo, my friend, I've just had to learn to accept that it's next to impossible to please everyone. I had to rid myself of that thing, you're by people pleaser, because once you worry about people, it means now saying pilelabon, and then it becomes misaligned with how I feel. And I've now become very expressive about things that I can and cannot do. And I'm saying to Saitile nje ukuthi cha mengezikwazi ngisho thiwa cha ngiyasho nje ukuthi hayi akuhamselani nami. Hayi cha kusahamselani nami.
And this is maturity. That is maturity. So I want now to ask Amanda just one thing that people don't know about you. I'll tell them first what I know about you. Oh, Amanda is a girly. She can. I mean, on your TikToks, you slay and all. But I know, in her bag, a school bag, whether it's a sekulile, you will have a pencil case. And I always took 2 pens in, because she had this nice pencil case, which is so big. It had all different types of pens, beautiful pens, the colorful pens, crayons and stuff. That's fascinating, Amanda.
It's very funny. I have it now.
Exactly. See, I know. What else can you tell people? Just one thing.
I can dance. I know my nieces are probably laughing, but I think I can dance. But that's what they don't know.
If that's what we want to call it. Between you and me, you are a better dancer.
Yes, and I think the part that does not come out strongly is that I'm a very staunch Christian. I'm a believer. I love Christ, and my whole setup. It's why I had maybe mixed feelings about when I was learning communism and socialism. It has to must align with my beliefs, because I think that doesn't come out a lot, because it's something, again, it's my relationship with God. But and of course, that I'm a staunch. I want to say staunch, but I'm a Christian.
That is wonderful to know. Oh my gosh! Don't remind me, the communists. You'll come back. So
Yes, you must.
Especially not because the goodness that are happening there. We'll come back and talk and tell people about the journey. We want to wear Baba Stalin, and oh my goodness. Yes. As we are concluding, Amanda.
Yes, my friend.
What does the future look like? Where do we see Amanda next? I mean, we are expecting a lot from you, because
who's we? Oh, you.
We in the community, the women, the young women. You know, I was in DUT earlier this year,
sure.
And this lecture that I was having, the student there, they knew you, and they talked highly about you, and I had to brag a bit, like, I know her personally, but where do you go next? Because young people of South Africa, probably KZN in South Africa, they are waiting for something out of you, whether it was over the business or what, but where do you go? Where do you go next?
Okay, so obviously, I am still in the ANC. I am still in the leadership there. I'm heading communications section, the subcommittee there. But for Amanda, I've gone back to my corporate world. I'm hoping we'll meet along the way. I'm really trying to redirect. It was just 5 years of being out of my corporate life, but it felt like, hey, I missed out a lot. So now I'm trying to play catch up and size, so definitely back in my career path that I've always wanted to. But I am still engaged in many activities that revolve around young women, student activism, young people, but also my own work in my party. So I do still go around. So I am seen. It's just that I believe. But I believe in being in the. I think now I've learned my strengths and weaknesses over time, and I've learned what works for me. And I think I prefer being in the background of things than in the forefront. I had my fair share. I think I started way too young. Nozib, way too young. So I think I've done a whole circle of understanding myself to an extent that I think if I were to put it in political terms, I would be like kingmaker, but not necessarily king. Yeah, boy. So yeah, definitely that, my friend.
Siyabonga, and congratulations.
Thank you.
It's not easy to move from one side to the next step. I know it, but it's doable, and you are going to do great. We cannot see what comes next.
Thank you, my friend.
And also for affording us this opportunity.
And thank you for inviting me.
It's always good to catch up, but also with women that are impactful in our community, because that's what we need, and that's what we need to instill still to the next generation.
True.
Yeah.
And all the best to you, your team, and Jamie, your viewership and your following grow. I think you're doing amazing work. You know, I keep liking. If I can like 1,000 times, I would. So all the best to you,
I've
my
seen
friend.
this. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Thank you, Baba.
Thank you.
Thank you,
my friend.
Thanks,
Thank you.
All right. Well, that was Amanda Bani Mapena with us today. Well, thank you so much for also tuning in. Stay till next time. Well, we are reading your comments. If you have more to talk to us, or if you have a person that you'd like us to invite, tell us, give us the name, comment or question to our lovely guest. We definitely send them back to them so that they can also comment on those. But thank you so much for your time. Let's meet on the social media all over as African-Echo. Well, until next time, goodbye. Well, you have been watching the African Echo. My name is Portia. Thank you so very much for joining us on today's episode. And to also my guest, if you have never thought that Christianity and politics goes hand in hand, well, you are here, and this is a wonderful episode. Please don't forget to like, share, and comment on our social media pages, and also share with your wonderful brothers and sisters that never thought it is possible. Until next time, siyabonga, salam kahle. Thank you so much. Ngiyaleboga. Goodbye.